Hello and welcome to True Tempo. It's Tuesday once again, and this time I'm doing something just a bit different. The thing is, I started the league with this deck that you have in front of us, that we have in front of us, and I thought wouldn't be having the kind of calm around me to be able to record, so I thought I would just run a quick test of a decklist, which is experimenting a bit in several directions. But then things changed, and I thought I could actually record. So the last four rounds will be recorded, and the first one was a win against Tablet Breakfast. Um, Pretty fast and sweet. So instead of the fifth round, in a sense, I'm doing an expanded deck tech. So I'm going to take the time to really go in depth about the choices, and and if you find that a bit tedious, you can go ahead and skip to the first round, which is the second round of the league. But so let's start with the lands. We play 19 lands, which is typical. Delver used to play 18 lands, like back when it was Rock Delver, Canadian Threshold, and since then, we've added baubles, which add chances of drawing lands early. Say we keep a one lander with one or two baubles, we have a much higher chance of hitting that second land than we would if we didn't have the baubles. But the 19th land is a surveil land, which is definitely not awesome in the opening hand, but it's kind of it's awesome to have when you have a fetch land available, of course, and it just diminishes the chances of not hitting your first land drops, making you be able to play the game. And that is more so a good thing, more so a reasonable exchange in the present day of Dragon's Rage Chandler, because this card by itself makes you much less likely to avoid flooding. You get so many looks with your surveil triggers that once you start playing the game with Chandler Tempo, we should really call it is it Chandler and not is it Delver, because Chandler is the centerpiece of the deck for a while since its printing, I guess, alongside Ragavan at the time. Um, but because you have this effect in your deck, the risk of flooding is very small. So the 19th land is kind of a safe bet, and even a 20th land would be fine. I think you would still be pretty adept at avoiding flooding. I am playing a Steam Vents as a as a as a as a land that could have been a fetch, but basically I think when you surveil, when you play long mirrors, you wind up like binning a volcanic. You wind up getting wasted a lot. So having the fifth volcanic alongside Thundering Falls makes the mana base extremely resilient. Otherwise, one might be tempted to play a mountain, but the mountain is so bad with a lot of the cards in the deck. Daze, Murktide Regent. If you have a mountain in play, getting to Murktide is tough, and it's really part of the advantage of a deck like this that you can play Murktide on 2 mana after like maybe exchanging some wastelands, dazing, etc. And of course, it's also a mountain doesn't play turn one ponder to get the ball rolling. So I think mountain is that could be a 20th land if that was really something. But it's and I don't remember any time where that was the thing. But you can always keep it in mind. And the fetch split is basically the thought process of my buddy Andreas Baronin to play fetches that look like other kinds of decks that you are far away from. So Blue to Delta looks like Reanimator, and that means that people, when seeing that, they might go looking for a Force of Will for that Entomb that they fear, and we want our opponents to have Force of Wills in their hand. Flood Strand that looks like control, so maybe similarly people are gonna not choose to take a removal spell with their Ponder if they see a Flood Strand and nothing else, which is an advantage. Back in the day, the logic was to not play like this because you could get like a Pithing Needle on one of your fetch lanes, but that is that never happens really. And I think that kind of thinking came from the days of only having onslaught fetches, where it was much more kind of easy to map out what kind of fetches the opponent would be playing. Even then, it wasn't a good play, but it was a play that you saw from time to time. So I think that's enough for the lands. I am playing well, Brainstorm and Ponder. I'm not going to say anything about that because it's too obvious. I've got one Bauble here, and the reason is that I've added 2 unlicensed hers. So I wanted to try hers in the main because I think it's really it's a good magic card, and it is main deck graveyard hate, which is relevant, of course, against Reanimator, but also against Nethergoyf, other Murktides, lands, and some other decks to a smaller degree. And when you add artifacts, well, Bauble is a great artifact for getting Channeler online fast, but it's not the only way to build a deck. When we had Expressive Iteration, we played 2 Baubles, and 4 Iteration. That meant that we had 8 sorceries, Ponder and Iteration being sorceries, and just a few artifacts. So that deck was pretty strong at getting to Delirium once you play Ponder or Iteration. And it had a great late game, of course. It played 19 lands with the Sanctuary. And since then, Chandler, like Izzet Delver, Izzet Chandler has been built to be more aggressive with more baubles and less card advantage. Unlicensed Hearse, when it has relevant text, gives kind of relative card advantage in the sense that it's disrupting, adding the value of 1 card, and it is ticking up, becoming a threat, which can maybe finish the game in 2 or 3 swings. And in that sense, serving 2 roles, not real card advantage, but kind of like virtual card advantage. And so back to the Delirium count, adding these 2, if I had the 4th Bauble, okay, I would have 6 artifacts, but I don't think that's necessary to achieve Delirium as often as we would with just 4 Baubles and 0 other artifacts. So of course this is kind of experimental in a very small sense, but I think it makes sense that that's a slot you can cut. And then it's this kind of impacts our Delver flips, which is a thing. I think that's the biggest downgrade in this build is the number of Delver flips. It's not too high. It's only 8 plus 5, 13 plus 9. So 22 flips, definitely on the low side. 24, 25 is usual. Anywhere between 23 and 25 is usual, I think. And adding 1 hearse removes 1 card for Delver, and the other important and experimental slot, the many Brazen Borrowers. So basically these, let's say these 3 cards here could have been instants or sorceries, bolts or heat or chain lightning. Bolts, I mean chain lightning or heats or spell pierce. And the reason why I'm doing this and why I think it makes sense, even though it makes Delver a bit worse, is that well, hers has a lot of good text in the metagame, And Brazen both has a lot of relevant text in the metagame, but it's also nice with hers. So you can crew it more easily, because it's definitely important to be able to crew it often. When you play a Delver, it's not able to crew a hers. Chandler can crew it if it has Delirium, and Murktide can always crew it. But having a Brazen in the adventure zone waiting for a good moment to be played as a 3/1, and then crewing hers is a nice dynamics. That's not the primary reason why I'm playing all these Brazens, but it's worth noting the kind of small synergy there. So why am I playing 3 Brazens? Well, I think that what you have to do in the metagame is not so much about bolding. Bold is sweet against Tamio specifically, but post board I have a lot of Pyroblasts. So I don't. There's a lot of matchups where I don't want too many bolts hanging around in my hand, because they're red. They don't pitch to force, and they oftentimes don't deal with the threat at hand. Brazen can, well, primary reason is bouncing Chalice for whites here, but I actually think it's pretty good against Reanimator as well, because you can, assuming we have applied some pressure and we fight over their Reanimate with forces or Dazes, if they win that exchange, they will, well, even if it's Archon, they'll be getting their value on the board, but usually I think it's going to be Atraxa. But regardless, bouncing their monster with the trigger on the stack is can be enough to still be winning the game, because they go down in life from Reanimate. So let's say we are beating them down a bit. They are at 15 and they reanimate and they go to 7 or 8. If we can just get the monster off the battlefield with the trigger on the stack, it doesn't really matter that they have a lot of cards, like 3 or 4 cards more in hand, if they don't find Animate Dead. Plus Entomb, because the monster is now in hand where it doesn't want to be. So I think that's actually a fine plan B, so to speak, to beat Reanimator. Simply attacking and bouncing with the trigger on the stack. And then, like, which other matchups is it good against? I'm just gonna drag in the metagame, the first 15 decks, yeah, of the metagame. So Red Stompy, Chalice, and like just Chrome Marks bouncing is also sometimes good. Against Dimir Tempo, they have Murktides, which is pretty clutch, being able to bounce the Murktide. Against Cephalid Breakfast, it's not the best, but still being able to bounce a Nadu is relevant and can be game winning. Against Mystic Forge, it's pretty bad, but it can bounce an Ensnaring Bridge or something, and still it attacks when it does nothing else. So compared to a Chain Lightning or something, I think it's reasonable, being blue. Against the Mira, well, bouncing Murktide is the same deal. Against Eldrazi, you have Chalice, and bouncing Chalice is really clutch, because I think when you have the ability to play the game with Izzet Tempo, Izzet Channeler, Izzet Delver, then you can do a lot of things with your between your cantrips, your creatures, and your counter spells. But getting locked down under a Chalice is oftentimes just game over like that. And these decks, sometimes they just have a Chalice hand and are pretty slow after that. So I think it ups the win percentage a lot, having Brazens at the plenty. Sneak and Show, it's not awesome, but you can bounce a sneak attack, of course. Again, Atraxa with the trigger on the stack. Maybe it's good enough. And against Ocelot Painter, it's really bad, because I mean, it's an expensive removal spell where you want cheap removal spells. Against Grixis Control, it is basically just a 3/1 with flash, which is pretty bad. But yeah, I think it's the fact that it's blue and it attacks means that it's better than an Unholy Heat or Chain Lightning most of the time, I think. Against Oops, it's basically just a blue card. Against lands, it's crucial in bouncing Merit Large. Against Doomsday, it's just an attacker basically. And against Death and Taxes, well, bouncing the Germ token off of Cauldron Complete can definitely make a difference. But beyond that, it's not impressive. So I think it shows kind of enough of a case to play it, to see how it feels. An argument against this build is that it's too heavy, like on the 2-drop slot. It's playing 8, and that's exactly what we played in the iteration days with 4 Murktide and 4 iteration, and 19 lands, 2 baubles. So of course they don't draw cards like iteration did, so it's not exactly the same. But I think it's enough of a comparison that I feel okay with this like 8 2-drop slot. And I think that's enough for the main deck. Force of Negation could be a spell pierce. It's basically to make room in the sideboard because Force of Negations are clutch. And yeah, one sec. Just had to tell my dog to not bark at the neighbors. But yeah, going to the sideboard. So the main deck choices make up or make a lot of room in the sideboard because these 3 cards, Negation, Hearse, and Second Hearse, are typically, and even 1 or 2 Brazens are typically sideboard cards. So that means that there's a lot of space to have the 4th Pyroblast, which is really, really good, I think, in the metagame. You have Tamiyo's, Murktides, you have Kaitos. You have plenty of things to counter or target on the battlefield. And I'm trying for some of those aforementioned matchups, kind of fair mirrors or cantrip mirrors, Stern Scolding. I saw this in a blue-white list that was in a showcase top 8 showcase challenge, and I've thought about it since it was printed, but couldn't really see enough of a cost, enough of a reason to run it. But I think it's actually better than it looks. The primary target is Orcish Bowmasters and Tamiyo. It's pretty sweet with both of those cards to handle them on the stack. Tamiyo, you can they can have a Brainstorm in response to your Bolt, which is awkward. Bowmasters, it has a trigger, so it's best to have it targeted or triggered, countered on the stack. But Scolding is also pretty sweet against Cephalid Breakfast, being a way to handle Nomads in core, Cephalid Illusionists. It's just like a kind of a extra Pyroblast, but with the ability to target Nomads in core specifically. And then yeah, you have across the format different matchups where it does something. But like Solitude is amazing if you can counter that out of Death and Taxes. Philia is pretty sweet to counter. So I think yeah, it's gonna be, not sure if it can really stay in the sideboard. Maybe it's kind of a small effect, but I'm looking forward to trying it. And the split between Consign and Hydroblast is because Red Stompy is a big deck alongside Cutter, and Consign is good against Red Stompy, but also Eldrazi and Forge, of course. But against those decks, we also have the room for Null Rod, We have the Force of Negations. So basically, I prefer having 2/2 instead of one Hydroblast, 3 Consigns, which is otherwise the what I would be looking at. And so let's see. Meltdown is the 4th card that handles Chalice. This could have been an Abrade, but I think it's meaningful to have the more like a game-breaking effect out here. Abrade is kind of like a Brazen, costs the same, and the difference between shooting for 3 and bouncing, well, sometimes one or the other is better in the same matchups. So I feel like Abrade is just too small of a card, too narrow, and inefficient, basically. And there's the room for these 2 Fairy Macabres. This is basically life insurance against Reanimator and Oops. I would like, as I've done before, to play like a 3rd Hearse and just 1 Macabre, but I think this is the mature choice. And it's good. It's a good thing being mature, right? So I think that is enough for this expanded deck tech. Let me know if that was too long or if that was sweet, and then I might do it again at some point later. See you for the games. All right, welcome to round 2. Round 1 I didn't record because I didn't expect to have the time, but here we are. I'm against a known Doomsday pilot, and I won the die roll. So let's see. Well, I'm gonna keep. Hearst will maybe not do anything against him unless he or she is on a new deck. Gonna start by bobbling, see if I can figure out their deck, and then I'll ponder accordingly. They kept 7. They thought for a while. Could mean anything. Underground Sea, okay. Doesn't, well, at least I can feel pretty confident in wanting a Force of Will. I don't mind a threat as well. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the threat and bin the Chandler. Let's see. I think one of these Chandlers should go to the bin, but I'm drawing 2. Yeah, I'm gonna see all these cards. So that being said, yeah, it's like just shuffling to find a force. I don't think that's really a winning line. I need a threat against Doomsday. They might have a kind of slow hand. It's not impossible. Okay. So at least now I can. I think I'll just play 1 Chandler and okay, they shuffle. And just use the selection of Chandler, the first one, to find like a disruption. Guess I'm gonna wait. If nothing happens, I might wait until my turn to fire off this Brainstorm. How is my next turn gonna go? They shuffle? Okay. Like, I don't want to get this Brainstorm dazed, so I'm gonna do it in my This will assure Delirium with a fetch. Okay, Lotus Petal. Okay. Things are happening. Interesting. So maybe they got what they needed on the shuffle. Thoughtseize. Well, gonna brainstorm. Assuming that they don't have it here. Brazen, it doesn't do anything, I think. Beyond being a blue card. Don't mind. I can, I think Murktide is good. Or is it? Maybe it's actually just, I think I'm gonna Daze to hopefully make life a bit tough on them. I think otherwise Daze will be bad. The thing is, what do I want to bin? Maybe just a hearse. And hide the gonna hide the Murktide. Yeah. Then they're gonna take Chandler or Bolts. This is tough. Tough indeed. These are the times where you really have to like ideally calculate the damage. I didn't do that. I'm not quick enough between like Murktide, eating Delirium or not. Let's see. There's a lot of things that can kind of change the math. Okay. I guess they're gonna take the Chandler. And I really don't want to get rid of Delirium because I think they might have a Daze. Oh, well, no, they would have dazed me here. They would not have paid with Petal, so they don't have a Daze. They take the bolts. Okay. If I fetch... If I fetch, I should be able to fetch next turn and get my Delirium back. Okay, that's good enough. Yeah, I could take all of the instants here. I was just calculating. I could take all the instants and then that takes away Delirium, but I fetch and then I get it back. Okay. Doomsday. Like, it really depends on their sideboard. I assume that Doomsday pilots, they change it up a lot. The last time they played, they had Unstoppable Slasher in the sideboard. That's bad against bolts, but It's bad against bolts. Pyroblast is probably good. It really depends on their list. It's never gonna be too bad. It looks like they have some Murktides. With that potential sideboard playing up theirs, I feel like I don't want to go too deep on cutting bolts. Maybe like this. Consign is, I mean, it forces them to have an answer post, like it beats Cavern, which is nice. Maybe I can cut a Bauble. I don't like that. Can probably cut a Wasteland. It's not really what it's gonna be about. I definitely cut a Brazen, but I don't mind having two. Maybe just have one and then a Pyroblast. Okay. I mean, I'm well set up to battle against Temios, Murktides, and Slashers. Not Beargoyfs though. That's tough. This is a good hand, but it's a threat short of being awesome. I don't think it's against Doomsday. It's not like an all-in deck where you just need a force and you're good to go, or two forces even. I can play a Tamio here and I'm in trouble. Yeah, that was surprisingly easy winning just with some beatdown in the first game. Gonna Bauble myself, I think. Yeah, since I have a Surveil, I think I'll just check out what they have. A land. Yeah, I'm just preparing to Surveil. Yeah, I'm really looking for a Brainstorm now. I've kind of too many lands. My Dazes are going south. The quality of the Dazes are going south fast. Okay. When they know Consign is in the hand, I assume it's very easy for them to make a pile, at least when there's no threats in play. Make a pile with this card and just grind through slowly. Grind through my hand before coming to Thassa at the end of the pile. Yep. So, Surveil, find Brainstorm, please. Maybe Force of Will. Ponder. Yep, that's good. And I don't want to get dazed, I think. I could find a wasteland here, but okay, nice. Indeed. I'm saving the Murktide and not fetching unless I really have to. But that's awesome. Now they have to kind of respect my hand or not. Well, I'm set up really good here. Kind of the perfect two cards to find with Ponder for Murktide. Yeah. First round I played against Self-Lit Breakfast. It was yeah, pretty easy 2-0 in the sense. Okay, a Void Walker. So how do I do this? It forces me to tap out for Murktide. They only have 3 cards. Guess that's okay. I don't want to force this. I can beat a Void Walker. And I just hope they don't have Daze. And I'll fight with all I have for this Murktide. Getting a clock is crucial. Okay, they force. Sweet. Don't believe in double Daze. Believe more in forcing them to have a. So now they have force from Dorothy. It's worth remembering. They have 1 card left. Okay. 6-turn clock. I have a 4-turn clock. It's not a big difference considering that they get the first attack. If they can play another one, then we're in trouble, I guess. Some kind of trouble. What did they do? It's a Brainstorm, Thoughtseize. Okay. Do your worst. So let's see if they have a backup or like a powerful play afterwards, or if they're just I gotta check what that Dorothy can cook up. It's attacking. Okay. I feel like I'm ahead now if they don't play anything else. Am I playing a land here? So I can draw a force? I guess so. I guess so. And that's it. Okay, they brainstormed, so they knew what was coming. Guess they just had a quick calculation. Okay, that's a quick one. See you for the next round. All right, it's round 3. Or for you watching, it's the second round, and I feel pretty fortunate with these die rolls at the moment. I think after searching for my opponent that it might be a kind of a mirror. I'm gonna keep this. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. I think I'm gonna play Delver out. If I get wasted, it's the better one to have around. It's the better one because it's more aggressive on its own. And what I'm afraid here is getting wasted. Demons tells my opponent that I don't have a lot of lands, so it's a meaningful play, even in the face of Delver. Okay, sweet. A Tef land that I can waste is extremely good for me. So it's Grixis Delver, I assume, or it could be Grixis Control. But see if we can flip. this build doesn't flip Delver too easily. Okay, I'm blessed. Blessed indeed. This is, even if they waste me now, I feel in a decent position. And if they don't waste me, I feel like I don't know how I can lose. Waste and Daze, making it hard for my mulliganing opponent. Mountain. Wow. They might have a Bolt, but I guess that's one of the few cards they can play. Mountain means it's not Delver, or it's a weird build, but I guess I'm brainstorming to get to Delirium. Okay, that's a good one for the graveyard. And the Ponder will get me the rest of the way. Do I think Brazen does anything? Not really. But I don't think I need Murktide. Well, need and need. Murktide is always good. Their Murktide seems far a ways off. So let's ponder, look for another Daze, maybe a Force. Okay. I mean, actually, I'm just gonna shuffle. It's really not what I'm looking for. Okay, I'll keep that. Delver is at least cheap. Okay, they have Bowmasters. Good thing to know. No, not a big surprise, but it's a good thing to know about. That means that if they, well, not playing a land because they have a Bowmaster on top, I think they'll be conceding, but for the next game, it's good to know. It must be some kind of Grixis control with this mountain. Okay, they want to see more cards, fair enough. I'm just gonna play Delver. Maybe then Murktide won't be on their radar as much. You never know. Okay. Grixis Control. That's a sweet matchup. Tough matchup, I assume. But that's the ones that you want to be playing against to test the list. So Stern Scolding is for Bowmasters and Tamios. Maybe Snapcaster, Strix, and Hydroblast is probably playable. We saw Bolt. They have Red Blast post board. Don't think Heat is necessary. Could have Baraggoyf. I don't think hers is good enough. And I haven't seen any targets really. I'm not happy about Force of Negation. I don't mind a bit of Daze. I'm not happy about Force. Yeah, on the play, I'd be on full Daze for sure. Wasteland is kind of get lucky. They have basics, but they might not have the luxury. I can cut a Bolt theoretically. Can also cut a Delver on the draw. Yeah, I think that's okay. The idea with Stern Scolding is to, between Daze, Force, and Scolding, be able to set up some windows for Delver to be good. On the draw, it's the toughest because Daze is not always there in time. Okay. I'll keep, but it's not strong. Because Island is what it is. But I can Island Ponder. It'll get me somewhere. Get me to, I mean, hopefully I can play Chandler when it's already delirious. That's kind of the ideal. Against Bowmasters, you can't risk just getting 2-for-1 that easily. I mean, sometimes you have to, and do have the force, so I can kind of choose my 2-for-1. But it's so much better when Bowmaster becomes just a kind of hate bear against cantrips. They don't shuffle. So, I mean, I'm happy I have my wastelands in the deck. Bauble dicks me. Because I want Delirium, I think it's okay. Firing off a Bauble now and Ponder next turn. To find that land that I need. Okay, Shielded Edicts. Good to know about. Just open it here. Yeah. Okay. Happy they don't have Strix. They might have Bowmaster, but how do I play? Guess I force the Bowmaster. It hurts, but such is life. I can't use this. I need a land. Okay. We are in trouble. If I'm gonna stare down 2+ mana, okay, I guess not. They're gonna play something. But yeah, from now on, brainstorming into open mana is gonna be risky. Okay. So they're looking for that Bowmaster or Strix. We're just a fetch away from having Delirium. That's cool. Okay. That's a fine play. Just getting it down. They knew I don't have the Daze. I don't have the bolts. Like, I'm clearly locked on cantrips. If I don't draw a fetch. So, your turn. They need to have not much from here, but because I'm so far behind developing, they'll have the time to draw some of their card advantage. Bowmasters is one of them. Let's see if they have Kaito. No? Okay. Well, there is hope. There is always hope. They could be flooded. They could have 4 lands in hand. And magically have like 10 lands on top of their deck as well. A collection of lands to give me an out. And yeah, I don't believe brainstorming is a way out of this. The beatdowns are just going to be too much. I can play this. I'm not sure that I'm cracking it though. Painful. Painful for everyone but my opponent. Slow and painful. Another one. Something else. Culligan's Command. That means more Bowmasters. Then I'm gonna pack it in. Yep. Okay. I'm not that optimistic. Sweet deck. I think it's cool. Culligan's commanding people. But I should have, like, I have some blasts, I have some dazes. I like the matchup, you know, I'm happy playing it. So, do I believe in my Delvers on the play? Or what? Do I want to do it like this? Maybe Brazen is just pretty horrific and I want to have forces. Yeah. Do I want the last force? I could cut a land. Yeah, I'm just gonna go like this. Feels like there's some lag on the internet. On my internet. Okay, sweet. This is kind of perfect in the sense that I can guarantee my double flip. I don't think I'm gonna play like that because I have the Daze. But I think I want to wait a turn. I could flood if I make a bad brainstorm play with this hand. I have 1 land too many already. Which is this island, I think. The mulligan thought long and hard about it. As you should. So it's a deck with boatloads of removal, of course. But they don't have a lot of real card advantage, I think. You don't have stuff like Euro, like inevitability. Bowmasters are awesome, but if they don't kill a creature the way down, it's definitely beatable. So here I'm just gonna, if nothing else changes, see if I can random flip and then brainstorm to have the best hand, basically. Thoughtseize, push. I don't love dazing here Because then it has to natural flip. But I'm gonna do it. That's a sweet one for them, because now if I don't natural flip, they can bowmaster me and kind of get it all. But if I do flip, this might go coast to coast. No flippies. So now I have just 3 days and 3 fours I can brainstorm into. If I just play my Delver, I guess I'm gonna do that, and it's tough. It's tough. I'm gonna play my Delver and accept if they have a Bowmaster, that I can then bolt and then brainstorm. If they don't have it, this is strong. But and we still have a game if they have it. Good mana. Well, I don't have the Wastelands, but so maybe it's not good mana. Maybe they have bolts and power blasts in hand. They're waiting a lot. An edict. Okay, nice. Now I'm gonna brainstorm. I think. Well, they showed me that they don't have. Well, I'm still gonna brainstorm now. I don't have too many cards to shuffle away. I have one bad card. So okay, so I'm gonna show them the bolt. That's sweet. They might have a mana issue. They might not have Bowmaster. I think they would have played the Bowmaster in that spot if they had it. I'm gonna play out a creature. The question is which one. Like Chandler is the better one, I guess, for later. So I guess I'm gonna play the Delver. Yeah. And then let's see if I can dodge Bowmasters one more time. If I dodge it now, I have Scolding up. Then, okay, I could have like a Call Against command. All their red removal is up. This is a tight game. Tight game, all basics. I don't assume they play. Wow, okay. It's a good one. Yeah, I think Scolding is good in the matchup, but let's see if the timing will work out. Gonna say okay to that. See if we can flip. We need a sorcery or artifact to have Delirium. Okay, nice one. So now I'm basically holding up Scolding until I don't have that card anymore in hand, I think. I guess I could draw Murktide and my plans could change. I like my spot, but it's if they just have pushes and bolts, then I won't be able to protect my creatures with this setup. But they need to have it fast. Between bolts and flying. But yeah, playing against Grixis or Jeskai Control is a lot more comfortable than playing against the old Euro-based green 4-color, 3, 4, 5-color control. Because once they get to Euro, you really need to have Power Blasts at the ready. Okay, nice one. Maybe I should have blocked. I was not respecting that enough. Not respecting that enough. Yeah, I should have blocked. Talking about different control matchups and kind of playing loosely. And they have that Snapcaster. I can Scolding. They both there. Okay. Guess that's fine. Do I bolt them? No, I'm gonna go for this one. Like they tick down and then we bolt it. We still have a game. But the game would have been better. I mean, they could have hardcasted it. I don't know. It's really the saving grace that I have Scolding for the Snapcaster. They Surveil. Okay, I didn't lose. I did lose life, of course. Yeah. Okay, they draw a card. Yeah, tough game. Tough game. If I draw a blue card, then I won't complain for this force. Like the Stern Scolding is absolutely going on the Snapcaster. It's a nice dynamic of Snapcaster. I thought about just a few turns ago that I was happy taking the damage from Snapcaster because then they can't bring it back with Call Against command if it dies. It's a nice dynamic of them wanting it both in play and in the graveyard. Like both of those things are fine. So yeah, Island doesn't help me, of course. Okay, so they have two unknowns. What's the timing here? They want to bolt. So if they have Call Against command, then I'm in trouble. This is, yeah, I felt ahead a few turns ago. I don't feel ahead anymore because we're kind of at parity, but their deck is better from the top than mine is. That's good. Maybe we can get there. Let's see if we get to 8. Okay. Assume they're gonna fetch. I'm scared if they don't fetch. All basics, yeah. That's fine. That is not our game. My game is attacking 2 times or finding a bolt or a third attack. And you know, if they have a Kaito, then it's not gonna be good enough. They have 1 card left. They don't have a shuffle. What's this? Huh. Jace. Wow. I saw James Kisau had uploaded a list with Jace. That's yeah, that's a cool card. I don't think it's good enough, but it's a cool card. So, well, I can take a ping. I'm gonna play the Ponder. I'm gonna go to 11, attack me to 8. So, I mean, it's definitely worth it. Happy it's not a Brainstorm, at least. See if I can find a Murktide exactly. Murktide Ponder. So Jace was, I guess, their best play, but yeah, let's see. Let's see if these 2 creatures can get there. Hold on, don't take the Ponder. Well, okay, I have a Ponder coming up. I'm gonna take the Ponder. Like a Power Blast, and we play on. But then they're in bolt range. Culligan's Command would be amazing, but a bit slow, actually. Unless yeah, a bit slow. Because they need to go to Snapcaster Edict after killing Delver. So they can't do that. Yeah. This is a nail biter. Waiting. Yeah, and it took some time, but they conceded. So we got there. See you for the next one. All right, welcome to, what is this, the fourth round of the league, third of the video. And I think my opponent is playing a Tempo deck. I'm keeping this hand, hoping they don't have Orcish Bowmasters. Okay, swamp, Thoughtseize. So, they probably have Orcish Bowmasters in the deck. That's really the fear of any brave Izzet gamer. I can hope they don't have it now. I think I just have to do that and run out the Delver with the Bauble to ensure we kind of have a higher chance of flipping. Basically saying need to have it now, and otherwise I'll be set with my double flipped and my Chandler Delirious. Okay, here's the land. Yeah. Okay, Ponder. We're in luck. Awesome. See if we can flip it with our 22 special, 22 flip special. Okay, another Goif. So Dimir Tempo for sure. We have a Brazen. Okay, let's see what we have underneath. So we'll draw first. And we flip, sweet. Even though the card isn't good. But, and we can play a Ponder Channeler, giving us Delirium. So we're definitely getting some raising going on. I'm looking for Murktide. Bolt. Bolt would be like, I don't expect that I can take out another Goif with that. So it's basically just for going face, and I guess if they have a Bowmaster, I don't mind. I'm gonna keep it just because it's, yeah, it's a versatile card, and I am going for their life total here. I'm gonna save. I think I'm just gonna hope to draw all of this. Take the Force of Will now, so I can pitch Force of Negation. And they could have Daze for sure. They wouldn't have dazed any of what I've been doing, any of the cards I've been playing, I think. So now they are pretty close to being able to play Murktide. If they have another blue land, they have a push. I'm gonna accept that. I don't want to force into their Daze. Okay. I have Surveil, or I can just draw a Brainstorm. Basically now my plan is to protect my Chandler with Force, and if they have a Murktide, bounce it. Kaito is another question. how I deal with that. I guess I bolted. I mean, it is a race. What do they have here? Fetching. They want to surveil. Okay. Then my brainstorm is safe. With regards to them having bowmasters up, they don't. Now even finding a wasteland might be good. Wasteland, another 1-drop. I don't think I want a ponder. Okay, another bolt is fine. Guess I'll just do like that. Get rid of two lands. And maybe I'm drawing the land actually to being able to bolt with without being dazed, without playing into 1 daze at least. Petty theft. Okay, I'm gonna counter that. Do I? Well, I'm just. I think I'm gonna leave the land on top. They don't force. Okay. Tamio. Okay. So, do we think they're gonna jump? Do we think they're gonna jump? I think if they jump, that's fine. But I actually don't think they're gonna jump. Let's see. Maybe. No. Okay. So we can safely bolt them. Sweet. Doesn't matter. And great example of why bolt is much better than fatal push when you play tempo. Sweet, sweet, sweet. That was dodging the bowmasters was pretty clutch. I think that was a deal breaker for that game. So I like Stern Scolding and Pyroblast and nothing else. 6 cards. I like hers. Basically, I am not happy about Delver's forces, but because I have the Scoldings, I think I'm gonna see if I can set up like windows where I can so yeah, play a Delver with Scolding up, or for some other reason be safe from Bowmasters. So basically, do I want a third Delver or a third Force? I think I want a third Delver. Yeah, on the draw, I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna change it on the play, I think. Yeah, hold up. Like this. Like this. That's what I meant. I'm not sure. It's like I didn't build this deck to be like perfectly set up against this matchups. Sometimes I do because it's a bad matchup, but it's only like a 5% of the metagame deck still. So I don't want to go overboard. One Delver, 2 Force. Yeah, I'm gonna try eating my 2-for-1 sometimes, and trusting in Daze and Scolding against Bowmasters. Because Force of Will, I really don't need it when I have all these Parablasts and Braisons for their bigger threats, which are Kaito and Murktide. That is not a pretty hand. That's definitely a big risk. Yeah. I'm gonna have to mulligan this, I'm afraid. Okay, keep. And I'm binning the Murktide. See if I can set up Delver protected by Scolding. Wasteland is also a card that you could sideboard out if you had relevant cards to board in. So here we are. If I get a Volcanic Bolt, I can get wasted and basically lose the game. I think that's just the risk I'm gonna take. I can also ponder. But I don't want an island here. It's just too weak. If I get an island and ponder, I need to find a volcanic. They get a token, maybe even a brainstorm, so bold isn't enough. If they waste me, they're still only playing off of islands, so maybe, yeah, maybe I get the time to draw my lands. Okay, they don't shuffle. A land would be sweet here. Guess I'm gonna ponder. Looking for a land. Okay, so this is pretty good. Don't think I want the Daze, but I'm happy drawing the Chandler. Okay, we're playing Magic now. I see. Okay, they don't do anything, so that definitely smells like Bowmasters. Smells like they don't have any more lands. So maybe drawing that Daze isn't too bad. It's not too bad. It's not too strong either. I think I'm just gonna play Delver and if they have double Bowmasters, then I'm in trouble. I think I should have considered that. Nothing. Wow. Okay. And nothing here? Huh. I'm amazed. I think I'm gonna waste now. I might as well wait to draw my Daze. Okay, they're Bowmaster now. Well, Scolding. I don't think they have Force, but you never know. And I'm gonna draw that Daze. Yeah, so the timing is definitely sweet like this. Okay, fine. Now I can play a Delirious Chandler around their Daze and then waste them afterwards. So pretty sweet so far. I wouldn't say that I'm in the driving seat, but we're definitely playing this game. They could still have Daze. We didn't really Daze check them yet. Explosives for 1, okay. That's pretty, it's okay, but it's super slow. I can even consider bouncing it here. When I draw the second one, I'm really tempted to do that. Why not? If they Daze me, well, I get a Surveil trigger, and I'm not playing around that Daze anyway. I don't really want this. Don't really want that. Okay. I got dazed, as expected. I'd like to draw a Murktide that doesn't get dazed. Now it's also, even if they draw a land, if they want to do this before combat, my Daze is good. I guess they're gonna take 3. Do it end step. Another Brazen. Well, it's not the finest hour for these infinite Brazens, that's for sure. So they're gonna crack it now. And if they waste me, I'm definitely, yep, in trouble. Huh, they play it like this. Wonder why they do it like that. Then I think I want to just use my mana and bounce it. Huh. Are they not gonna waste me? And they're not playing Bowmasters. Okay, so they're looking for blue mana. Did they find it? Yep. Spellbound, sure. It's pretty good, for sure. And they're not playing. Huh. They're not wasting, they're not playing anything. It's pretty sweet for me. And surprising. Yeah. Now I don't want to run out my 3-1s. Just like that, I guess. I guess they can waste me off of scolding mana, but I think I'm just gonna run that risk, basically. Maybe they're sandbagging Bowmasters. But, yeah. I don't feel like it's helping me to do nothing at this point. They have a lot of cards, a lot of mana. Yeah, Spellbound is really sweet against our deck. Doing exactly this, giving a Chandler, like making it a target for late Bowmasters. Okay. Bargoyf. Uh-oh. Enemy number 1. I still don't want to waste us. Guess I don't. I'm really looking for a way out, meaning I need a land to bounce, but yeah. I need Unholy Heat, my one and only, and Delirium that I don't have. Yeah, this is textbook how you lose. Murktide is, well, it's good, but it's gonna be too slow. I need its friend, basically. So I'm hoping to win this game by bouncing, wasting, and dazing that Bergoyf on the way down. Bold isn't part of that plan. And I guess I need all the rest, but I'm gonna play the wasteland. I'll put the wasteland on tap. Yeah, I really need that wasteland. Question is, what do I do here? Do I jump? Do I hope they find nothing? Yes, I hope they find nothing. Oh, they found stuff. They found Murktide Regent and a wasteland. Okay, now I think it's over. Well, I guess if I I think it's gonna be very tough. I need the opponent to make some weird plays. And like not use their wasteland. I mean, they're gonna waste me, right? So I'm gonna need a land. Scratching for a win here against all odds. Okay, I'm gonna concede. That's too much. Too much. Okay, on the play against this crucial matchup, which is tough. I have my Dazes. I'm gonna... Well, does it change? Do I have the room to do that? I guess I don't really. Unless I want to cut like a wasteland. I can see doing that. Yeah, I want to be aggressive and fly over what he's doing, which is mostly on the ground. He or she, sorry. This will do, although it's not very good. So I'm gonna Bauble me. See if I can find a creature. Murktide is very good against them, but it's a bit slow unless I find more cantrips. They mulligan. Okay. I need all the help I can get in this matchup. Like I said last week, playing against Andreas, I think this is a 40-60 matchup, something like that. It's a tough tough matchup for the Izzet deck, but I won't say that it's enough of a reason to. I'm going to draw the Power Blast, by the way. I think it's fine. Enough of a reason to not play. Izzet Tempo? Because there's so many other nice matchups in the metagame. They've been another Goif. Okay. We don't want another land. Okay. At least our wasteland's alive when they have this early. If you draw them, but our hand is really unimpressive. If they don't want to counter Ponder with the Pyroblast, even though I have 4 in the deck. If okay, they don't shuffle, they don't play anything either. I can double bolt and play a Murktide. How is that? I think that's decent. I think I wanna pressure them a bit. Like doing nothing isn't a winning line. They have spell bombs and stuff. They can easily find the window to make Murktide a non-factor, but when it's on, when it's there, okay. See if they have answers. My opponent told me they decided not to play around this one. So them and I think they said like a bad word or something that was censored by the program. So I guess that means that they're weak, kind of weak to it. So what's this? I don't know. They have a big nether Goif. They're at a low life total, so maybe just flying in with Brazen will be good. Let's see. Like theoretically, they're dead to my 2 flyers. But of course, playing just straight into Orcish Bowmasters is pretty bad. Okay, Kaito is good. Kaito is definitely good. See what they do. I mean, I'm assume they're gonna tap it down. How do I want to play? Feel like attacking with Brazen. If they have Bowmasters, how bad is that? It's pretty bad. Like my Pyroblast here. Then if they have a Murktide, I'm in trouble. Hmm. What if I just bounce? Yeah, I'm gonna be a bit more careful, I think. Just gonna bounce this one. And Parablast the Kaito. Hmm. And I am playing my Delver. If they have Daze Bowmasters, this is gonna go bad for me, but them spending time doing other things than handling Murktide is maybe good enough. Okay, another Goif. I mean, I have no cards, so they can just play their stuff. Yeah. So now the question becomes: do I play around Daze? And I think I can play around Daze because I want to get them in 2 swings, 8 in one swing. Yeah, this is tough because they have a lot of pressure now. I need them to have not much more. Sweet game. If they have another Kaito, I'm not winning that one. Okay, I assume they have something. If it's just Bowmasters, I can draw a Bolt. If they have the Edict, I'm in big trouble. Edict or Petty Theft definitely gets me. Okay, Edict. So I could have played around that, but that would be giving them more time. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should have. They have more things, it looks like. They're thinking about something. My opponent lost connection, but now they're back. And that's not bad. See if my... Let's see if I can get there. Eight force, okay. Not bad, not bad. So, we're still playing the game. I feel like I'm losing, but let's see. Dim at 4. Okay, Spellbound. Like, I need a bolt, basically. I have an Injitsu here. Why would they play the Spellbound first? Am I dead? Yes, no? I think they got it. Yeah, I'm dead. That's why. Sweet. Well played by the opponent that last turn. See you for the last round. All right, welcome to the last round. I am lucky enough to win the die roll. And I don't know what my opponent is playing. The last time they were on a Esper Midrange list. This is I'm looking at a bad hand. I will keep it though, because I don't mulligan a lot, and I have faith. I'm gonna start off with looking at my deck. The Bauble fetch sequence. Brainstorm. There you go. So now I don't mind getting wasted. So I'm just gonna play the volcanic. I guess against Blood Moon it would be better to play the flooded, so I can get my island going. Okay, but this is perfect. That's what I was kind of hoping for. I mean, is it good to get wasted? Maybe not, but the fact that I can draw into 1-drops is pretty sweet. I think I'm just gonna play my Thundering Falls. Well, I don't really have a good reason to. I don't need a second one. A good reason to hold up bolts. You know. Then it's out of the way. Okay, fetch. Now I'm gonna fire off a Rain Ancestral Recall. Hopefully. Unless I get Spell Pierced. Okay. And I'm just gonna get rid of Steam Vents and Island. Play Delver. Now, I have no real info on my opponent's deck, so I am simply aware that they could have a Bowmasters here and could continue to make life difficult for this poor Izzet Delver player. But I mean, that is why a lot of people are not playing Delvers these days, because of the Bowmaster fear. Let's see if it is my time. Yep, looks like it. One card on top. Okay, nothing yet. If they give me the turn, I can brainstorm in response, find a Daze, so I don't advise them to do that. Okay. Huh. Well, let's see. And if I Daze, I'm gonna do it with the volcanic. No. No Daze, no force. My Delva's dying. My channeler is big though, so I'm gonna channeler bolt. Get rid of the island. Yeah. Yeah, they really ran a risk there, playing like that. Now, what's my timing? They could be playing Reanimate, so I think I want to wait. bold end of turn. And what happens if they daze me? Well, maybe I'm doing it in my upkeep actually. Feel like this is a game where I can play around Daze all along. I feel like I messed up because I think Island is better than Steam Vent here. Yeah, I messed that one up a bit. But anyways, I think they might have more Bone Masters. Then again, they would have attacked here, right? To trade. Yeah, I think they would have attacked and traded. So in that case, I guess I can ponder. Yeah. Okay. I didn't read them correctly. As part of Magic, reading the opponent correctly. It's not necessarily what is typical play, but the question is what is their play. So right now, all these counter spells, it's not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Bolt and Murktide. Okay, I think I'm gonna bounce the token now. Just gonna let them do this. And Daze if they have a Daze. Because it really changes the clock a lot. Okay, sweet. Definitely soft to Murktide, but they play 2 usually, if this is typical list. And okay, so they do play. I didn't see this before. That art is not very Tundra-like to me. Don't know that. Well, that means that I can't really know the numbers. What is this? Berghoff. Oh, scary. So this is really an awful matchup in the sense that they have Bowmasters and Berghoff in the main. So I need to bounce that forever or daze it. This is kind of not good enough, even though it could be part of the plan. Yeah, this is an uphill battle for sure. Okay, I think I'm gonna take one draw step before I concede. One or less, depends on what they play this turn. Esper Midrange. I mean, the mana base is the weak point. I need to Wow, they have Baleful Strix as well. I'm gonna concede. Yeah, I need to Pyroblast and Wasteland my way, and Daze my way through. So once again, these cards are good. Pyroblast and Scolding. Negation is bad. I mean, hers looks pretty bad. I don't think they have the room to play Nethergoyf in that list. Hmm. Yeah, I am gonna cut. I don't want to cut more than this. Think I can maybe cut one bolt. Yeah. Okay. It's definitely putting me to the test in the final two pairings of the league. Okay, I'll keep. And I'll lead on Thundering Falls. Guess that's fine. And they're drawing a Tundra. Okay. F6. So now I just need to dig through my deck enough to get Murktide going. Thing is, they play swords, so it's less good than otherwise. All right. Start off with the Tamiyo. Then we'll be pondering, I guess. Maybe I'm gonna hold up Scolding, I think. Yeah. To counter a second Tamiyo or Strix could be pretty decent. Ponder, okay. Sure, it slows me down with regards to Ponder Murktide, like growing my graveyard. But let's see. They don't shuffle. Another Scolding. I mean, this is just. I wouldn't mind a second Scolding, but otherwise, this is too bad. Okay, that's fine. I can protect against the Bowmaster. See if they're getting basics. Yep, they are. Dotsies. Okay. And I need a land or creature to have Delirium in my graveyard. Let's see if they take the Murktide. I mean, Murktide might be a good card against their hand. Yeah. So that's not too bad, actually, that exchange. Giving me Delirium. Of course, if they have a plow. That's what they knew, so It makes sense that they took the Murktide, leaving me without a threat. Now I'm tempted to play the Brazen as an attacker because I have the Scolding. Like, I've seen Baragorf from them. I'm not sure they play a lot of Murktide. And I do need to win before they get to Baragorf. Yeah, Baragorf is really the final trump. Plenty of basics. Here it is. Well, I guess I'm bouncing it instead of attacking. So these couple of rounds definitely showed how Unholy Heat is much better than Brazen at dealing with Baragorf. Now I can force it. Better than nothing. And I will be just playing my Brazen, accepting that they can ping it off with a Bowmaster. See if they let me attack, then I believe they don't have it. Then I'll ponder without fear. So they're kind of giving me priority pretty fast, so I feel like they have nothing. This is awesome. So I'm gonna get a Murktide going. And we know they have a swords, but you know, then I keep attacking, and I have the Unholy Heat if they have a another Baragorf. There's a land underneath the heat, which isn't exactly ideal. They shuffle. I mean, maybe this Brazen doesn't go the distance. I guess they drew that Wasteland. Uh-oh. Here we are. Bowmaster making life tough. Or what is it, Kaito? Huh. Okay, surveilling. They can still have a Bowmasters and play like this, of course. Strix, okay. It's very good for them. So now I can heat and have them on a shorter clock. And I think I should do that. And just accept that Baragorf is beating me. Like, theoretically, I'm a draw step and an attack away from like both bolts. 2 attacks and a bolt, or drawing a bolt and attacking once. It's not the worst place to be. Alright, Kaito ticking down. Yep. I have a land coming. Well, I have to respect the Kaito. This is probably not a game that I'm winning 9 out of 10 times. so many exchanges where they are getting like value, Strix. Okay, hers is fine. That's the last card. Okay. Hers is, well, it does mean that this is a bad card. Still a 2-turn clock though. Okay. Interesting timing. I feel like, yeah, I guess I can, yeah, it makes sense. If I waste, I can maybe do, make a small difference. What would that, I guess, I feel like they're base black. So I'll take the sewers. They must have a lot of cards that stabilize. Bowmaster does a great job of stabilizing. Strix as well, more or less. Temio. Okay. I gave them kind of a bit of info. I think they could they could feel that I was F6'd, but they just play a different order. Doesn't really make a difference. So, this is crunch time, or it's actually just 1 minute after crunch time. I think it's pretty safe to say that we're dead now. But I could draw like Brainstorm into double bolt. But gotta play it out. Well, you don't have to, but I will. Since I have a lot of life to work with. It's not impossible. I don't play this Bauble. I think it's better just holding it. Maybe I can surprise them and get Delirium if their timing is bad here with the hearse. Yep. Long and painful demise. For the last many leagues I played with Izzet, I've went 4-1 every time except for one 5-0. I feel like my streak is over. It's gonna be 3-2 this time. So be it. I'm at peace with this results. More okay, drawing card. Still holding out hope that I can draw Brainstorm into double bolt. Until they play Bergoif, no, their clock is pretty slow. Who knows, maybe they fetch and I can just draw one bolt. I am a bit lazy though, and I'm gonna F6. Okay. They found a moment to unleash the hearse. Oh, they chose their moment. Well, now it's my moment to find bolts. That ain't it. Okay. I guess I can jump the hearse. Okay, it's over. Well, thank you for watching, and see you for the closing thoughts. All right, a few closing thoughts on the deck and the experiences accumulated. We didn't play against Chalice. We didn't face Reanimator, like what I talked about in the deck tech with Brazen. Those things didn't come up. We faced Bergoyf and Bowmaster a lot. The scolding was good. It felt good, but it also really felt like I needed more answers to, like, more unholy heats to be able to beat Bergoyf with any kind of consistency. So that is, I think hers is fine. I think I'm happy keeping that, but I think I want to change up some numbers to find the room for just a bit more unholy heat. But exactly where I end up, I don't know. Maybe something like this, and then cutting a card somewhere here. I don't know which one yet, but something like that I think would be decent, and maybe that doesn't really make enough of a difference against Bergoyf. Of course, if you play against that matchup, like the Bowmaster Bergoyf matchup all day, then this is not the deck. But still, we want to give ourselves the best chance, even against our bad matchups, without costing too much in other matchups. So yeah, I think that's it. I feel like I'm not gonna be playing. I won't be playing Eternal Weekend because I have like family life. I have a busy family life with a newborn baby and a daughter and dogs and all kinds of stuff. But I'm still kind of following people's preparation, and in a sense, I'm also always thinking about what would I play in a big tournament, and I'm pretty sure that I would be choosing between Izzet, what you have in front of you here, and Reanimator. So I think pretty soon I will be starting to play Reanimator. Maybe next week, maybe the week after that. But playing some more Reanimator on the channel. I hope that you'll enjoy, even though I feel like Reanimator content is a bit more everywhere, and Izzet Tempo not so much. But still, I want to win tournaments, so I'm not opposed to playing Reanimator in any way. I think it's a fun deck to play and really interesting in sideboardings and so on. But we'll see about that. See you next week, and thanks for watching.